Hi, I'm gonna need an explanation why you guys are dressed so nice.
No!
I got rejected by over 100 women in the last year.
Excuse me.
And in this video, I'll be sharing my 6 biggest lessons I learned, and at the end, I'll show you how to properly approach a girl with a real-life breakdown so you'll never get rejected again. The way you start an interaction will make or break your success. And that brings me to the first lesson I learned, which is the 2-second rule. The most common reason you get rejected is because of this one critical mistake that's made in the first 2 seconds of the interaction, and that is the open. There's 4 things you need to do in the first 2 seconds of an approach in order to make it a success. First, you need to make direct eye contact with the girl. Second, you need to get her attention at a safe distance.
Excuse me.
Ideally by saying, "excuse me," before delivering your opening line. The third thing you want to do is get in front of her. Don't approach her from the side or behind. Once you get her attention, stand straight in front of her and make sure you commit to the interaction by standing straight up and not leaning off to the side like lots of guys like to do. You also want to make sure you speak loudly because remember, you're a stranger and you're likely talking over other people and the public environment around you. If you speak too quietly and in a low tone, she's just gonna blow right past you without a second thought. After analyzing over 100 of my own rejections, I learned that if you do these 4 things, you're 10 times more likely to get success and avoid getting rejected in the first place. And make sure to stick around till the end of this video because I'll be showing you a real life example of me doing all 4 of these in action successfully. Now, it's important to remember that meeting women in person is a game of probabilities. You can approach a girl and have an epic reaction like this.
Excuse me. Hi. I thought you were cute. I wanted to come meet you.
Hi.
I like your hair.
Thanks.
And 2 seconds later, approach another girl and have a reaction like this.
Excuse me. Hi, I like your outfit.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Which brings me to my second point. The statistics of winning. When it comes to dating, you can execute everything perfectly and still lose. Kobe Bryant didn't make every jump shot, Tom Brady didn't win every game. Approaching random strangers is by nature a low conversion game. Think of it like sales. If you're cold calling 100 people, you're lucky to get 10 or 20 people to even answer the phone to a stranger. And of those 10 people, only a couple of those will turn into a successful sale. Meeting women in person is no different. Unlike dating apps, you're approaching total strangers with almost no context of their life or romantic situation. You don't know if she's romantically available. That's why we approach. She could have a boyfriend, she could be talking to another guy, she could be fresh out of a breakup and not looking to date, her dog could have just died. You have no idea what she's going through in the moment that you approach her. That's why it's important to execute the best you can and develop your skills, but beyond that, you have to be comfortable letting the chips fall where they may, which is why it's important to reframe the approach and understand the most important lesson of all. Rejection does not equal failure. Rejection is a good thing. Most guys avoid the approach because they equate rejection with failure. They take it as a bruise to their ego and think that it means they're unattractive to women as a whole. If you're trying to find a girlfriend, approaching a girl and finding out she's not single is a win. That's one less woman to waste time on. Time you can now spend pursuing other women who are available. Remember, she's a stranger. You have no idea if she's the right girl for you until you actually talk to her. Go in with the intent of simply getting to know her. You don't know if she's romantically available or not. That's why we approach. First, we want to know if she's single and open to the idea of a romantic conversation. And second, if she seems interesting enough to even ask for her number. Because whether it's 1 minute in or 1 date in, you may find out she'd be a terrible partner for you long term. In fact, most girls you meet, you'd probably end up rejecting anyways once you realize you're not compatible. Now, another important reframe around rejection is to remember that luck works both ways. You can approach 5 girls in a row and get immediately rejected by all of them, but then you see that 10 out of 10, the most beautiful girl you've ever seen, and have an epic interaction with her. That's amazing. The same way your luck was bad and you just ran into 5 girls with boyfriends in a row can be the same way you get lucky and end up stumbling into your future wife. That's why it's important to not let the rejections phase you and to understand the next lesson, which is play to win. Back in January, I made a video where I successfully picked up 24 girls in 24 hours. I actually did it in about 12 hours, which is an insane amount of success to get in a single day. But the most eye-opening part is not the success, but the sheer amount of rejections it took me for me to complete it. I did 39 approaches total in order to get those 24 successes, which means I got rejected 15 times in a single day. I probably got more success in a single day than you've had in an entire year, but I also had more rejection than you've probably had in the last year. Most guys are too afraid to even ask out the cute girl that they know in their social circle, much less approach a stranger. But the only reason I was able to deal with that level of rejection was because I was playing to win. It didn't matter how many rejections I got. It didn't matter that I had to spend 12 hours walking nonstop, approaching 39 strangers. It didn't matter that I was tired and walked literally over 50,000 steps in order to complete the challenge, because I was playing to win. Once I made the commitment, I held myself accountable and followed through on my intent. The harsh truth is that 99% of men are simply not playing to win when it comes to dating. They're playing not to lose. They're suffering from a psychological phenomenon known as loss aversion. Their fear of losing is stronger than their desire to win. They simply don't want it bad enough. Failure, mediocre relationships, and staying glued to their comfort zone is perfectly acceptable to them. And if you're watching this right now, chances are that is you, and that will continue to be you unless you make a drastic change. Now, here's a thought experiment to put this into perspective. Imagine every single approach you did resulted in an enthusiastic and attractive woman giving you her phone number. If you knew that was guaranteed every single time you approached, would you approach? Of course you would, because all of the risk is gone. You know success is waiting for you on the other side. The risk of losing is no longer there, so you'd have no problem taking action. The truth is, you're just afraid to lose. And if your mind is preoccupied with losing, you'll never create the space to win. And that's why it's important to realize that all it takes is one big win. In life, if you win big enough, you can make up for and rewrite your losses. I've been aggressively trading crypto for the last year, and I've had some big losses, but I also have had enormous wins. I publicly called a coin on Twitter that went up over 100x from my initial investment. When you win that big, none of your losses matter anymore. The same is true in dating. All it takes is one girl you settle down and build a family with to make it all worth it. As long as you stay in the game and focus on getting your big wins, there's no way for you to fail over the long run. And because I know a bunch of you are going to ask, you can click the link in the description and check out everything I'm doing with crypto and all of the projects I'm investing in. I've had clients come to me after doing dozens of failed approaches on their own, and within a few days of joining my program, they're getting instant dates, phone numbers, and girls texting them first after an approach. Like my client Peter, who is a doctor here in New York City who had struggled to get dates on his own. It had been months since he had gotten a date, even longer since he had approached a girl. Within a week of working with me personally, he approached a girl while on his daily jog and had an epic date with her. She even texted him first after the date, thanking him for an amazing time. If you're watching this, you can get success much faster than you think, as long as you have the right framework and are willing to make a strong commitment to take this area of your life seriously. And as promised, here's a look at what the right framework looks like in action and how you can avoid getting rejected the next time you see that cute girl.
Excuse me. Hi, what's your name? Nice to meet you, Benjamin. What's your name? Are you guys related?
Yeah.
Sisters? I can tell. I saw your outfit and I'm like, I think you're very cute. I wanted to say hi.
Thank you.
I feel like you're the sister who's in charge and you're like the more one who follows the lead.
Baby.
Cool, well, I'll let you guys go. I'm supposed to be meeting my friend, but it'd be cool to get your Instagram. Maybe we can hang out while you're here.
I have no social media.
So do you have a phone number? Do you have a social security number? Passport?
Yeah.
Pop it in there.
As you can see, it starts with me making eye contact with her from across the room. At the same time, I'm getting her attention at a safe distance. Look at just how far I am from her when I say, "Excuse me." This gives her a chance to see me and mentally prepare for what I'm about to say next, which is my opening line. You'll also notice I'm walking across to get in front of her. This way, we're not talking at a weird angle or off to the side, which is just bad posture and game that you see a lot of nowadays online. And most importantly, you'll hear just how loud I'm speaking from the first "excuse me" all the way up until I get in front of her.
Excuse me. Hi.
I'm initiating from more than 5 feet away in a packed and loud mall environment. If I don't say it loud and proud, she won't hear me and the interaction is likely to get fumbled. Once you put all 4 of these things together, you can see just how smoothly an open can go. Now, if you want to know how to run an interaction from start to finish, click to watch this video right here showing you exactly how. And if you want to work with me personally and have successful approaches like you just saw, then click the first link in the description below and apply to become a private client where I'll hold your hand to getting approaches that lead to dates and relationships. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.